Welcome to another episode of the Amateur Space Archaeologist. I'm your host, Anthony Steinhardt. This episode, we'll take a look at the Snake Geoglyph near Parker, Arizona. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon. Now, on with the episode. Parker, Arizona is located within the northern corner of the Colorado River Indian Tribe Reservation, on a mesa overlooking the Colorado River. The town of Parker is approximately 450 feet above sea level. The Colorado River Indian Tribe Reservation straddles the Colorado River and stretches from about 5 miles north of Parker to about 50 miles south and contains over 264,000 acres. In 1864, the chiefs of the Mojaves and Chemehuevis, along with those of the Kuchans, Yavapais, and Hualapais, met with the self-proclaimed Colonel Charles Poston, the superintendent of Arizona's Indian Agency, to negotiate for a reservation. The chiefs agreed to the present site after receiving the promise from the government to build an irrigation system sufficient to irrigate the acreage in exchange for the aboriginal lands being relinquished. In 1865, the Colorado River Indian Reservation was established by an act of Congress and approved by President Abraham Lincoln as a homeland for Indians of the Colorado River and its tributaries. However, by 1870, only 300 acres of land had been cultivated, and according to the Superintendent of Indian Affairs for Arizona, the Indians were fast disappearing due to disease and famine. The town of Parker's name and origin began when a post office was established in 1871, named after a Seneca Indian, Lieutenant Colonel Eli S. Parker, who had been Commissioner for Indian Affairs during President Grant's administration. In 1881, the local school opened with 36 students and 2 teachers. The first 25 years of the reservation were characterized by economic failures, epidemics, famine, and exodus, with only surviving Mojaves and a few Chemehuevis left. It was during this time that the policies of cultural extinction were exercised in the Indian schools. A Senate report describes the curriculum as designed to separate a child from his reservation and family, strip him of his tribal lore, and force the complete abandonment of his native language. The official seal of the Colorado River Indian tribes consists today of 4 tribes: the Mojave, Chemehuevi, Hopi, and Navajo tribes, as represented by the 4 feathers on the top of the seal. In 1909, the original town site of Parker was surveyed and laid out by Earl H. Parker, a railroad location engineer for the Arizona and California Railway. The town served as a railroad stopover, as a watering and shipping station in the early 1900s. The town would eventually be incorporated in 1948. During the construction of the nearby Parker Dam in the 1930s, Arizona narrowly avoided conflict with California and the federal government over the plan for the dam to divert water from the Colorado River into California without asking permission from Arizona. The governor at the time, Benjamin B. Moore, declared martial law on Arizona's side of the river and sent members of the state's National Guard to patrol the waters. The members would become known as Arizona's Navy, led by Nellie T. Bush, who would be named Admiral of the Navy Fleet for not only letting the National Guard use her small wooden ferry boats to patrol up and down the river, but also for her years of riverboating experience running a ferry service with her husband. Eventually, cooler heads prevailed and the Parker Dam would be completed, creating the popular recreation spot of Lake Havasu, unfortunately at the expense of the Chemehuevi Reservation as the waters of the lake swallowed up the land. This brings us to the Snake Geoglyph, which sits just 10 miles to the east of Parker. The geoglyph is over 100 feet long and is well designed. However, elements of the rattlesnake have disappeared to time and lack of oversight. The most notable features to have disappeared is the snake's forked tongue. The geoglyph does still feature 2 quartz stone eyes that the Mojave tribe claim are powerful and glow in the dark, as well as several sets of stones representing rattles on the tail. Nobody knows how old the geoglyph is, but keeping with the other geoglyphs in the area, it is suggested to be centuries old. And what exactly does the snake represent? Some research suggests it could be the sky rattlesnake of Mojave legend, which represents an evil spirit and is the source of dark powers. According to an article from the Journal of American Folklore in 1906 by Dr. Alfred Kroeber, a great medicine man known as Humasariha and represented by an immense snake does battle with Mastamho, the creator of the Colorado River. Mastamho cuts the snake's head off, and the snake's body becomes all the creatures that live in the sea, and its blood becomes all the creatures that cause harm to people. Similar stories in other nearby Native American legends suggest the snake was the holder of arts and culture, and when it was defeated, all their tribe's culture came flying out. Whatever the case may be, the snake was obviously important enough to be recorded in this way. Other curious sites near the Snake Geoglyph are several rock rings. What's their purpose? And how do they connect to the Snake Geoglyph? Unfortunately, as time passes, we may never know the true meaning of this site, as the stories and memories from past cultures and civilizations fade further away with every new generation. That's why it is so important to preserve our past to connect us to our present and beyond. Thanks for watching another episode of the Amateur Space Archaeologist. I hope I've inspired the citizen scientists inside of you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.